TeamBRIT, Matt Allen, has been gaining hand over fist over SimsportNews Racing powered by iZone White, and in the last lap just gained another half a second here. So Matt Allen is absolutely on fire here.
Matt Allen is indeed on fire. Last time around was half a second quicker than Lewis Hamilton in the SimsportNews racing car. And SimsportNews has got some traffic to deal with, and it's not for position. The next car for SimsportNews, I believe. Oh, actually, no, one of them might be. No, it's not. It's about 12 seconds up the road, and that's the CMR car. I'm reading my timing screens completely wrong. Clearly, the fact that we've been broadcasting for nearly 4 hours is starting to get to my head. But for Matt Allen, the gap is only now about a second, Paul, and with every corner, he's gaining time on Lewis Hamilton because Hamilton isn't able to clear this traffic.
But, and here's the big but, and I cannot lie, he's got to get through that same traffic as well. So it's all well and good catching up whilst your opposition is caught up behind this traffic, but if you struggle to get past this traffic, you lose that time again.
Yeah, and it's all to do with where you catch him. Lewis Hamilton had a really good opportunity to get past them as he came over the top of the hill. Over hilltop he goes, or he went, sorry. He had a good opportunity to get past the traffic, and he couldn't do it as Matt Allen comes down onto the pit lane after 35 laps. That's too early.
I think they've realised that they're going to be taking a splash and dash, so maybe short filling their car throughout these pit stops just to give them that bit of extra pace. That actually would be a really good idea. It's the pineapple car. Oh, actually, is that a that was only a 13.7 second pit stop.
That's the splash and dash.
Yeah, that is their splash and dash then, isn't it?
Yeah, that is definitely a splash and dash. So that's actually TeamBRIT taking their short pit stop now instead of doing it in the last hour of the race. That's a very clever strategy that they've just done, and I think that could play into their hands quite well. Bobby Trundley, we're currently looking at the TeamBRIT car in 9th position, started 18th and is currently running in 9th with an hour and a half remaining. He is doing an exceptional job in that BMW, just 10 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton and setting really good lap time, 6/10 of a second quicker, or 4/10 of a second quicker last time around for Bobby Trundley than Lewis Hamilton. So you never know, we could see TeamBRIT start to close down the car ahead.
Potentially could, and that would be really good to see if they did. And it was what, 10 seconds between them, as you mentioned. And look at those lap times that they've been gaining there. So Bobby Trundley, they are in a little bit of a different strategy, aren't they, of course, because they did take their splash and dash, in the last hour, didn't they? So
yeah,
it's going to be the 2 full pit stops for them remaining in this race.
But Lewis Hamilton is also on a very similar strategy. Lewis Hamilton is only a lap further into a stint than Bobby Trundley. So actually, they're very similar. It's all going to be about the pace on track. They've still got Matt Allen to put back in that car with TeamBRIT.
Yeah.
And he is going to be very, very quick when it comes to that BMW Z4. We've seen that. Actually, Bobby Trundley and Matt Allen have both been very quick today. And I think that's going to transpire in the final hour with this battle with SimsportNews. But SimsportNews, I think, may put Eric Bourdon back in the car for the final hour. And we know that he also has quite a considerable amount of pace. And either Bobby Trundley has really closed the gap since we last looked at this, or Lewis Hamilton's had an issue because the gap is now only 2 seconds. Bobby Trundley's flashing the lights, which is essentially the international sign for get out of my way, I'm coming through and I'm faster. Then Nomad Sim Racing respect that request for getting out of the way as they head themselves into Old Hall Corner. But for Bobby Trundley, he is closing in on Lewis Hamilton. And he's closing in pretty quickly. Last time around, he was half a second quicker, Paul. And I believe the lap before, as you can see on your screens now, ladies and gentlemen, the last 2 laps he's been nearly second quicker. So he's taking a lot of time at SimsportNews and can very easily get himself up into 8th position in the next 10-15 minutes or so.
Yeah, could well do that for sure. Lap 24, he's done 24 laps on his stint, so lap 25 of his stint here. We saw it was, 35 laps the last stint that TeamBRIT did. So we could see them heading onto pit road in the next 11 or 12 laps, which would take them past the hour mark.
And that will, yeah, as you say, will take them past the hour mark, which means that they don't have to splash and dash. That's because they did the splash and dash about an hour ago.
look at this, down the inside into TeamBRIT. No, not this time for TeamBRIT, but they're looking racy. That BMW looks like it's come alive here in these last 10 minutes or so, and is really pushing it for Enter Druids. Try and compromise the line there, but Lewis Emerton not backing down.
And Bobby Trundy looking at every single possible gap that he can put that BMW. With it being a BMW, it doesn't need as much of a gap to get it side by side as they head themselves over Deer Leap once more. We're over 200 laps completed now. These guys are going on to lap 202. Trundy down the inside into turn number 1. Lewis Emerson still on the outside. There's going to be a little bit of rubbing as they head on the exit of turn number 1. But I think Bobby Trundy might have it as they head into Cascade. As I say that, Lewis Emerson down the inside keeps it the position, but Bobby Trundy on the exit, straight back down to the inside for Island Corner. This is not somewhere you want to be going side by side, but Bobby Trundy's still going to try it anyway, and I think he almost gets the move done, going slightly sideways as they head into the Shell Oils hairpin. The best thing that Trundy can do now is just drop out, try and get the undercut, but he's not. He's still going to go side by side. Yeah, keep the power down, and he's got the move done. Bobby Trundley, an absolutely brilliant move, and he set that one up nearly a lap ago. Moves himself up into position number 8.
Yeah, that was fantastic side-by-side racing between the two of them. It's not over here yet, though, because Lewis Emerton is trying to push, but look at the run that Bobby gets through TeamBRIT there. Fantastic stuff to see, and now will that BMW pull away from this Mercedes? We'll have to wait and see, but it certainly looks like Bobby's car has just come, as I mentioned, just come alive in the last 10-15 minutes of the race.
And that really has, maybe shows the skill of Bobby Trundy. He must have done over 100 laps by now. He has indeed. He's on his he's just completed his 112th lap of the race. So he really knows this place inside out. The conditions haven't really changed. The track's got a little bit warmer. Currently sitting at about 27 degrees Celsius. But for Bobby Trundley, it is definitely a case of he's found the groove in the track, he's found the groove in the car, and now he's really starting to push it. And we've just seen that with that absolutely excellent move on Lewis Emerson.